Hello, folks, and we are live. Welcome to CaliBased, the show where we talk about things that make Californians uncomfortable. And it's not hard to do that. It's really easy. All you have to do is ask difficult questions. But tonight we got a lot to talk about. We always got a lot to talk about. And I'll start off by railing on California like I always do. But we got Nazis in Ukraine, Dalai Lama, Louisville shooting. Jim Jordan and AG Bragg are going at it now. Megan Rapinoe hates women. Federal Reserve says, hey, we're totally not doing the CBDC thing. We're totally not doing it, guys. And Biden ends the COVID crisis again. Or did he? I'm not sure. Is COVID over? I don't know. Who cares? I don't. All right. Well, I guess let's get into it. But before we do, if you guys could go ahead and hit that like button, it would be a big help. I'm going to give you my big thumb, not the little thumb. Yeah, you can see the difference now, can't you? It's real. It's a real thing. I got a small thumb. I know. It's weird. I'm weird. What can I tell you? All right. Well, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys know the drill. I got links to how to find me down in the description below. So let me go check over on Rumble and pop the chat out. I got my other display set up now, and I even know how it works. It's nice. All right, let's pop it out. Nobody here yet, but that's okay. You guys can watch later. Stand by, people. Let me see if I can figure this out again. Well, I got it. Got it figured out, people. All right, so when you guys come in here and start talking to me, I'll actually be able to see you immediately, and I won't have to scroll over to it. All right, I think we're good there. All right, we're good. We are live on Twitter and YouTube, but I'm gonna end it at some point over on Twitter and YouTube. And if you guys are actually interested in this, I'll make you come. Oh, you got to go over to Rumble and finish watching it because I don't want to lose my Twitter account, and it seems like there's still some funkiness going on over there. I don't know. People are getting suspended and banned. I don't know if people's accounts are getting nuked. None of my friends have yet, but I don't know. I don't want to risk it. And I just like to talk freely, you know. I don't like to have to censor my words. And I don't care if my YouTube account gets nuked. Nobody watches over there anyway. Well, some people do, but nobody can. There's zero traffic over there. It's ridiculous. But alrighty, let's get into the Cali ridiculousness as normal. I usually just talk about like north of, the Central Valley, but San Francisco is usually my bread and butter because there's never a shortage of stories in San Francisco. So just a year after their grand opening, I thought it was much longer than that. Whole Foods on Market Street is going to be shutting down. Wonder why. Why would Whole Foods shut down in San Francisco? San Franciscans love Whole Foods, right? I love Whole Foods. I really do. I know it's like such a cliche Californian thing, but I do. I love Whole Foods. I go in there and I get hot food. I don't go grocery shopping there, but I do love their hot food. It's quite delicious. I used to work right next to a Whole Foods. I'd go in there and get a box of bacon when I was really broke because bacon's light. Everything's by the pound. Yeah, I totally get a box of bacon. What up, First Shot? How you doing, man? Thanks for joining. Yeah, it's nice that you're over on Rumble. Sweet. Yeah, Whole Foods shutting down. Why? Well, they got a bunch of crime right outside. They got homelessness right outside. They got open air drug use right outside. They got to literally hose down the sidewalk of pee and poop every day. Human pee and poop. It's not a joke. Sure, many of you know there's an app. There's an app to tell you where the poop is in San Francisco. The human poop on the sidewalk. There's an app for it. There is an app for poop in San Francisco. Use it as well because you might step in it. I've almost stepped in poop in San Francisco. Well, Whole Foods is getting out of there. And, well, they say it's temporary. It's not going to be temporary. They're gone. It's just, they say basically, they kind of said a statement as like a threat, like, hey, if you guys turn things around, we'll come back. So they're not going to turn anything around. I mean, nobody's going to get voted out of office. Nothing's going to change. So I'm just going to keep making fun of San Francisco because it's so easy to do. So shutting down one year after opening, drugs, mental illness, homelessness, all that crap. People are abusive. People will straight up just beat you up like homeless people. People are crazy, and I'm going to show you. So let's go to my first little slideshow here. Let's see. All right, you guys know I'm kind of a boomer, so let's go. Stand by, folks. Okay. I want to start with the well, I'll just start with the Whole Foods Market thing. We'll just show you this one on screen. So you guys can see this here. San Francisco Standard. He will introduce a new legislation with Supervisor Cafestefani to amend the city charter and get police department fully staffed. Yeah, right. They're like, so these are still fully staffed within 5 years. This is like their response to, hey, what are you guys going to do? Companies are shutting down. They're leaving San Francisco. What are you guys going to do about it? Like, well, we're going to get San Francisco completely staffed through legislation. Like, they always want to just throw more money at the problem instead of figuring out why cops don't want to be cops in San Francisco. Like, you guys can't pay cops enough to be cops in San Francisco. Whatever cops are making, they're underpaid. So there's that one. But let's go to another one. I do want to show you guys some actual videos because this can get quite ridiculous. So Alex Stein threw something out there. Oh, what did I do here? Well, you guys help me out here. I'm having a boomer moment. Oh, there we go. Okay, never mind. Just StreamYard's kind of freaking out on me. All right. There was literally a chick that gave birth to a baby on the sidewalk, and I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show you that, but yeah, I have it queued up, but I do not want to show you because it's that horrific. But there's plenty of other gross stuff I could show you. Just yeah, let's go here. So this guy, I don't know if you guys can hear this. Hopefully you can. What do you got for a shot? Hey, Pete Grabber, how you doing, man? Tell me if you guys can hear this audio when I play it. I'm gonna start it over here. Oh, you can't, man. Oh, I think I know what I did. Yeah, I think I know what I did, guys. Well, this is Phil Tang or whatever his name is talking about how he's basically explaining why they have to let people out of prisons. And let me see if I can get this audio thing figured out. Man, I had it figured out last stream. Yeah, that kind of sucks. All right, I'm gonna try this one more time. Tell me if you guys can hear it.
separated from their loved ones, from their family members, that somehow
I did share
we'd be
audio.
safer. And what we discovered,
You can't
and I
hear
think
this?
San Quentin has proven it,
All right, cool.
that actually the exact opposite is needed. That we need to be surrounded by community. That it took a community to get folks here. Decades, we had this idea that as a state, we could be safer if we put our inmates, our offenders in the most remote parts of the state. If we could just somehow separate them from their communities, separate them from us, separate them from their loved ones, from their family members, that somehow we'd be safer. And what we discovered, and I think San Quentin has proven it, that actually the exact opposite is needed. That we need to be surrounded by community. That it took a community to get folks here. Decades, we had this idea.
All right. So you heard the audio. So you hear what he's saying. And it's such a word salad, because I actually kind of agree with what he's saying, but it's like out of context. Yes, you're going to reduce, like, family and community is good to reduce crime and sort of, I don't even know how to describe it, but when you have a strong community, strong family, strong values and those kind of things, yeah, like, crime's going to be reduced and it's better for the person. But he's trying to say this in the sense of, like, we need to let people out of prison. Like, San Francisco is letting violent criminals out, like people that have done violent stuff, and New York too. And then they're getting out and doing more horrible, violent stuff, sometimes murder. I want to know who killed. I mean, where's the investigation at with the Cash App stabbing? Where's that? Who stabbed him? You know, who beat the police chief? You know, like, oh, well, you know, all they need is a little warm and fuzzy community. Like, well, no, their family and their community ended up with them on the street beating police chiefs or fire chiefs. This is just what he's saying is just gaslighting. You Miles Strong, what did he say about it? San Francisco politician Phil Tang, a Democrat, says the community will be much safer with criminals living among us, not locked up in prisons far away from us. And, like, I don't like that either. We do have a problem. We have too many people in the prisons, for sure. You're fine with no prison for a shot? Yeah. So, okay. I agree. Okay. So if everybody can be armed and defend themselves when needed, yeah, I agree. The thing is, we don't have, like, the ideal way of the way we would like to do things. We're operating within somebody else's system, right? And there's super strict gun law in California. First shot. I'm not even going to read that one, bro. Yes, if we had, like, open carry and you could defend ourselves, like, the F around and find out factor would deter crime a lot. Like, people wouldn't just beat people randomly because they know they get freaking blasted. But that isn't the case. We can't carry here. And it's what's even worse is the cities are where the highest crime is. The places where it's harder to get a CCW is where the crime is worse. You know, it's San Francisco, the worst crime. Can't get a CCW in San Francisco. No way. And unless you're a politician or a celebrity, you know, not us poors, we can't get a CCW. No way. We're a liability, you know. Don't make enough money. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, so we can't. If they're gonna have laws, violent criminals, you gotta. That's a whole different conversation. How we should do the prison system, where it should be private or public, but you can't just start emptying Quentin of the people that have been raped and murdered and doing violent crap. You know, I'm like subconsciously trying to curse less. Not even because of YouTube, because of my mom. Gosh. I just say gosh instead of God. Man, what's wrong with me? Yeah, we are set up to be victimized. So it's pretty messed up. You can carry knives here. There's even laws about fixed blade knives. Like, you can only have a certain size fixed blade knife. And bet your ass I'm always carrying one of those. It's like the only thing you can have. All right, enough with this Ian Miles Chong one. Let me go to the next one. Oh, I keep closing it before I stop sharing. That's the problem. That's what I'm doing wrong. All right, let's show one more, just to sort of illustrate the San Francisco problems and why Whole Foods leaving. Can you imagine running a business in San Francisco right now? It's here. Schellenberger always has something good, and I queued this up for a reason. So what do we got? All right. San Francisco politicians believe the real victims of the drug dealers who work for a murderous multinational corporation and make $1,000 a day pimping children and killing people with meth and fentanyl, who really runs SF. And the title of this article is San Francisco Supervisors Vote to Uphold Sanctuary City. Oh, yeah, that's right. So if you guys don't know what a sanctuary city is, basically cops can't, they can't deport people. The San Francisco Police Department can't turn over an illegal alien to, who do they turn them over to? The Border Patrol. They can't turn them over even after they've committed, I think there's only certain crimes they could turn them over for, like murder and rape. But other severe crimes, they just gotta it's like catch and release. And since they're illegal aliens, there's, they're just poof, off in the wind, like all the other situations. So I thought California was a sanctuary state, actually. I thought everywhere here was. So I don't know. Maybe that's down to the purview of each county. So I'm not sure. San Francisco is its own county, by the way. San Francisco County, the city of San Francisco is its own county. It's all encompassing. So, yeah, it's public policy in San Francisco. It's so easy to see all the different little public policies that just make everything awful. And the city really is falling apart for the most part, unless you're rich. And the people that are rich are the ones making the policies. It's a vicious cycle. But eventually, I mean, look at the Paul Pelosi thing. That was, and the right wing had it wrong on this. Even I had it wrong on this. It's like what was actually reported looks like what happened. Crazy dude broke into his house and beat up Paul with a hammer, and that hammer attack was vicious. That wasn't cool. I can't stand the Pelosi's, but I don't want some dude breaking in and beating Paul Pelosi with a hammer. Oh, you out of here, Pete Grabber? Thanks for joining, man. Oh, going to hit the gym though, so that's legit. Yeah, eventually the crime will start hitting the rich people in San Francisco. So let's get out of that one. And the only one I have left is, actually, no, I do want to show you this one. This is a David Sachs one I have pulled up. I think I got rid of the Alex Stein video of the chick giving birth on the sidewalk. Unbelievable. Let me pull up this David Sachs one. I want to show this. He understands Silicon Valley. I don't know if he's from here, but he's been here a long time. Yeah, let's play this.
Abdication of responsibility by, I just think is an outrageous. I didn't know Bob Lee, but I know many people who knew him, and I was getting texts, and obviously we feel really bad for him, his whole family, his kids, his father, his coworkers, friends. We don't know exactly what happened yet, but I think we suspect, and I would bet dollars to dimes, that this story is very similar to a case we had in LA recently, the Brianna Kupfer case, where a young woman was basically stabbed for no reason by a psychotic homeless person who had been through the revolving door of the jail and criminal justice system, who could have been locked up, who was arrested multiple times, but was not kept locked up because of this push for decarceration. And you can argue that maybe it'd be better for that person to be in mandatory treatment or in maybe a mental asylum. But this idea of just releasing these people onto the street, I just think is an outrageous abdication of responsibility by our elected officials who run the criminal justice system, who pass our laws. And the thing I just wish is that I could lock for 24 hours the people like our supervisors or our governor or the people who basically make these laws or the people who are pushing for decarceration of these violent offenders by these nonprofits. I wish I could lock them up in a room for 24 hours with the people that they think are safe to release on our streets. Let's see if they really would take that test. Because it seems to me that these elected leaders and these nonprofits who are pushing for these outcomes, they are setting loose on us a predatory, criminal, or psychotic element that jeopardizes our safety and makes these cities unlivable. And we should not tolerate that. And quite frankly, the responsibility goes beyond those elected leaders. It goes to all the voters as well, because we keep putting up with this. And where was our governor when this happened? He was in Florida doing some sing-along at some high school where he was trolling Ron DeSantis because DeSantis had taken on DEI at that school. So that's where Newsom was, and he's extremely popular in California.
Fighting culture wars instead of saving
Fighting
people.
culture wars in a distant state. Instead of basically fixing the criminal justice system in California, it's even worse than that because he's actually shut down 2 prisons and released lots of people. So where is the push for criminal justice reform in California and protecting the citizenry? Until the voters in San Francisco and California start demanding this, there's never going to be a change.
And at the same time,
start listening to Gary Tan.
Yeah.
Just vote for who the Gary Tan tells you to vote for. Okay.
I think it's probably a good. I can't disagree.
See, that he's saying the exact same thing that I'm saying. That there's a saying in San Francisco where they say crime don't climb, because everybody lives up high in San Francisco. Those of you that haven't been to San Francisco, it's a very hilly city. And I mean, I'm sure all you guys know this even from movies and stuff, but they say crime don't climb, because it's homeless people and people that commit crime. They don't want to walk up super steep hills. And the thing is, it is going to start hitting them. He's talking about locking them in a room for 24 hours with the people that we got to deal with. Like people just trying to handle their day-to-day business. And I'm extremely privileged, not because of my skin color. I'm sure it's gotten me some benefits at some point, but I'm very privileged because I'm a very large male, and people that commit crime, especially violent crime on other people, particularly women, they look for easy targets and easy victims. And, walking around in San Francisco, I feel not safe sometimes in certain areas, but I don't worry too much, because I'm a large dude and, well, I can take care of myself. I'll just say that. Women, and small, meek dudes walking around, there's easy targets. But people that are rich, that have security, and politicians, and, well, I guess I got to take that back. The Cash App CEO was just murdered. That goes to show. I bet that will sort of send a ripple through the community too. Oh crap, can't even be walking around 2 a.m. anymore in San Francisco. All right, and so where is Gavin Newsom with all this? He's touring the country. It's unreal. This guy, this state, since he has taken office in San Francisco originally, and to where he is now. I mean, I think he took office when I was in high school, and it's been 20 years of his reign in, the area that I grew up, and now the entire state. And the things that have changed dramatically, the homelessness, the crime, the drug use, it's so starkly different from when I was a kid that it's almost an unrecognizable state. There was little pockets of homelessness here and there back then. Now it's like it takes over entire areas. It's astonishing when you see it in person. All right, well, let's just see what California is. Oh man, I'm talking about California for too long. Let's just skip over the Gavin Newsom stuff. So he did an interview with Circleback Saki, and let's just go to all this stuff. So this is stupid Krasenstein here. Talking about how he called out Republicans. Yeah, he's calling out Republicans instead of doing his job back here. So let's listen to what Gav has to say.
These states. There's something deep and serious that's happening across this country. All the progress the last half century is being rolled back in these states in real time. In just the last few years, I don't think people fully understand the rights regression, individual liberties, on civil rights, on voting rights, on the gerrymandering.
What civil rights
and
what voting rights
out here, on just the assault on the African American community, the assault on the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and trans community. The number one issue of the day, it seems to be getting rid of the word Latinx in Arkansas, and number two, getting rid of drag shows. It's
what do you mean getting rid of the word Latinx? It never was a word.
History, and yet we're so consumed
getting rid of drag shows in schools, like this guy
in Washington, that I, as an American, feel compelled as a governor to call that out and expose some of that in a more systemic way. And forgive me for being intense about this, but everything I have taken for granted in my life in the last half century in terms of rights expansion, I didn't even bring up abortion and contraception, all of that is in peril at this moment. And my kids, they need, if I care about my kids, I sure as hell better care about what's going on in Alabama.
He's so gross. He's such a narcissist. Just everything about him, his mannerisms, his voice inflection, his body language, the way he uses his hands when he talks, just everything about him is fake and phony and just straight up evil. Can't stand this guy. Oh, I'm sorry. I should acknowledge the YouTube people. Camilla, what up, man? Yeah, I'm reading this. Do I trade? Do I trade what? Uh-oh. This better not be a Bitcoin thing, bruh. Let's see. Oh, first shot. You got all sorts of stuff going on. Do Republicans want to eliminate condoms? Is that really a thing? Do they really want to do that? Yeah, see, it gets funny over there too. Yeah, I got more Gavin stuff to show. God, he's such a turd. Yeah, I want to show one more Gavin thing. Okay, I want to show a couple more Gavin things. Stand by, guys, because this is getting to a point. There's a whole point behind me showing you the Gavin stuff. So let me show you here. There's hotkeys that I could use to share my screen, but I haven't messed around with it yet, so I'm gonna have to go slow with this stuff. Let's just do this one.
Black history. That is somebody pushing an agenda on our kids.
So here's Gavin.
This course on Black history, that is somebody pushing an agenda on our kids.
See, and he takes Ron DeSantis out of context because he's not saying Black history shouldn't be taught. He's talking about the 1619 Project crap that's being jammed down people's throats.
Rights regression.
Rights regression.
The likes of which I never
talking about voter rights. He's talking about mail-in ballots, getting rid of mail-in ballots. Like
to counter what's happening
voter
in
ID
red states
laws,
across this country.
which he says are racist. And then when you make them explain why voter ID laws are racist, they explain how racist. We're in the country attacking other governors, attacking Republicans just in general. What's going on in why is this in the country? Why is he attacking all these other governors? DeSantis, Greg Abbott, a bunch of other governors. The governor of Tennessee, I don't know his name. And I'm going to show you one more because there is a point I'm getting to, guys. I promise there's a point to this. Okay, it's this one.
Un-American. Let's be direct. We can't solve a problem without first identifying it. And the problem in our country right now? Authoritarian leaders who are so hell-bent on gaining power and keeping it by whatever means necessary that they're directly attacking our freedoms in state after state. That's why I'm launching the Campaign for Democracy. We're going on the road to take the fight to states where freedom is most under attack, where Republican leaders ban books, criminalize doctors, fire teachers, intimidate librarians, kidnap migrants, target trans kids, stoke racism, condone anti-Semitism, force the victims of rape and incest to carry their attacker's baby, where they ignore the will of the people. They make it harder to vote and easier to buy assault weapons. They fan the flames of culture wars to distract from the fact that blue states have lower murder rates, better healthcare outcomes, and higher GDPs. We're going to these states and investing in people and organizations where they're fighting back. We know we have a big battle coming, which is why we'll help lead the fight to make sure we elect leaders in 2024 who believe in democracy. Our country is facing an existential battle for who we are and who we're willing to become. It's not an exaggeration. That's the truth. What's happening in those red states? It's not who we are. It's un-American. It's undemocratic. And all it takes to fight back is a willingness to stand toe to toe and say enough. That's what the Campaign for Democracy is all about. We're doing this because the future isn't just something that happens to us. It's something we can create. So join the movement. Join us at campaignfordemocracy.com.
Very deliberate.
Let's be direct. We can't solve a problem
So you
without
saw all these very specific words. Enough of horrible Gavin. And you probably read his tweet. And here's got one more. Well, I'll show Gavin's tweet, but I'm sure you saw the tweet from the guy that I just used, Garrett. But you'll understand the point that I'm making. And here's Gavin. So this is Gavin saying the exact same thing that he just said.
They're rolling back rights on abortion. They're rolling back rights on, but they are rolling back rights in real time.
Yeah.
On voting rights, on civil rights, LGBTQ rights. They're rolling back rights on abortion. They're rolling back rights on contraceptives. And they're doing it state after state. It's
got
a
the
full-on assault. These bathroom bills, the othering, the us versus them mentality, the trans community, the obsession with drag shows. And they're winning and they're scaring people into submission. And there's a hierarchy, a framework of power and dominance and aggression that they're advancing. And again, they're winning in these states. And they're also trying to nationalize these wins with the, judge shopping in Amarillo, Texas, judge shopping down in San Diego, California, where we have a Judge Benitez, who's likely going to throw out
the gist of this jerk. All right. What do you guys get from all that? First shot. What do you get from all that? Let's see. That doesn't sound like he's campaigning to be reelected for California, does it? The dude's gonna run for president. The dude's gonna run for president in 24. I would bet a lot on that. I wonder what the over is or the over under is on that. I bet there's Vegas odds. Vegas, you could bet on anything. I bet there's odds on this. So first shot. You want to look that up? See if there's odds on who's going to run for president. I bet those odds just went up with Gavin Newsom, especially because what's his name? Robert F. Kennedy's going to run now, so they're definitely going to primary Biden. There's no way Kamala. Everybody can't stand Kamala. Gavin does have a weird little cult following. I don't know. I don't know. Gavin's gonna run, guys. I'm calling it right now. I'm not the first person to call it, but you heard all the key phrases he was using: campaign for democracy, attacking all these different states. He's straight gone on tour. He's campaigning. He's like pre-campaigning right now. He just hasn't announced it. It's so ridiculous. And who is he attacking the most? He's attacking DeSantis. It's weird that he's not attacking Trump. It's almost like he would rather attack the person that he'd prefer to go up against. Yeah, I think Gavin would. If he was going to run, I bet Gavin would rather go up against DeSantis than Trump. Trump would eat his lunch. I mean, I almost want to see that. That would actually be sort of glorious. But if Gavin runs, I don't know. I don't have any. You know what? I'm going to end this stream on YouTube now because I want to say some other things. So if you guys are watching on YouTube and Twitter, you guys go ahead and go over to Rumble. The link is in the tweet. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream over on Twitter right now. I think. So stand by.